What's up, folks? Quace Fulton here live, and today we're going to talk about stop trading time for money. If you see me look off here, I'm just looking at my notes. And that's what most of us are taught just from almost 0 to 20 years old. We're taught to trade time for money, and that anything outside of that is near impossible, which is not true. So if you are hearing this on a replay, go ahead and click replay. If you're hearing this now, let me know you're here. This will be short and sweet, but my first, the paycheck trap. So I remember my first job, I worked at Nordstrom's, and I was about 16 years old. And the reason why I worked at Nordstrom's, it's a true story, is because I basically almost ate my parents out of a house and home. And that's only reason why I know the feeling is I'm going through that now with my son. And then we employed him so he can have his own money and to, buy his own food. So my pops and moms are like, dude, you got to get something. You got to go to work somewhere because you eat like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So I got a job at Nordstrom, not too far from my house. I was a runner, somebody who went and picked, helped the salesperson because they had, 3 or 4 flights of stairs. They had to go all the way to the back to get shoes. So a runner can help them serve more customers, and you get in shape doing it. So I started there, and I loved it. At first, I was making money, buying. Bought my first car, buying shoes, but I have rent and other things to pay. Forgive me if I'm sweating here, because it is hot where I'm at. So what happened is, after a couple of years, I remember I wanted to make more money. There were these guys called pay setters, and they would make a certain amount of money. And these dudes would hustle. So I know that I did that for 6 months straight. I hustled. And I made a few extra $100 more in commissions, but I ended up making the same thing because I ended up paying taxes on the extra that I made. So I'd have to work even triple to get the money that I wanted. And it depends on your job, because there's a lot of jobs I know, like city jobs, they can pay up to $53 an hour. And, they work OT, but again, that paycheck check, it's called the paycheck trap, will trap you because you're limited by your hours. So there's only so much overtime you can work and make extra money. It may be good, but you're at work all day. Okay? So that's the number one thing, the paycheck trap. So paycheck trap. That's like a woodchuck could chuck. What if a woodchuck could chuck wood? That's almost like that one. The paycheck trap. So the next thing you need is leverage. Now, to give you an example of what leverage is let's say you have a family. Most people out here, your dad's out there, if you have a family, when it comes to the housework, if the kids are old enough, you tell them to cut the lawn, or them to cut the hedges, or take out the trash, or wash the dishes, right? You may give them a little bit of a salary, $10 a week or something like that to do it, but that is called leverage. You're paying somebody else to do the work you don't want to do. You're using your money as leverage. That's an example. The internet could be leverage, or is leverage. So example, for a network marketer or affiliate marketer or any type of sales person, they used to go door to door. Now I'm 53 years old, so door to door, and there's still people that come door to door, which is old school. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, you put your hours in there, and you're not, because everybody only has 24 hours. So leverage, if you leverage the internet, use a system that can speak to a couple hundred people while I'm on this video live. There's something out there for me that is working for me while I'm doing this, or while I go to the beach today, later. That doesn't mean you don't do anything. You use tools to help you leverage the power of the internet, and that's just called leverage. So that's why a lot of folks want to make money online, because they have the dream of maybe covering your monthly expenses from the phone, like I am talking to you, or from your computer, from your man cave, from your woman cave, or from your house, whatever you want to. But that's the draw to it, and also there's really no cap. And another thing is leverage is, let's say if companies will pay you 10% of, let's say it costs $100 to buy, $200 to buy a product. Let's say it costs $200 to buy some product, and you get 30% residual. The company's using leverage. They'll pay you to go out there and market for them, because they don't want to do it. They'd rather just pay you. I don't want to say they don't want to do it. It's just a better business model. You don't have to pay Samuel L. Jackson $20 million to say what's in your wallet. Okay? So that's leverage. Now, building an asset. What is an asset? Now, I have gotten in this debate with a lot of people. Not that I would call myself an expert, but I've read a lot of the books, and I participate, and I have assets like businesses, and anything that pays you money back is an asset. A lot of people will go say a house is an asset. A house is not an asset until somebody's renting from you, until somebody buys it from you, and you got to pay capital gains tax. But it's not an asset if you're paying a mortgage. That means you owe the bank with interest, and if you don't pay, they can take your house. So you don't own it. The bank owns it. So buying a house is not necessarily an asset. Buying a house that somebody lives in, and if you make $1 over, that's an asset. Many people will argue with me. They talk about I forget what you call it when a house goes up in price, the equity in the house. But until you sell it, you're still paying monthly. Okay? So understand what an asset is, and a really good video to watch, and let me know if you want a link to this video. Is called What the Wealthy Buy on Payday. It was made by a guy named Tim Sales. A very good video, 8-minute video on what the difference between a liability and an asset is. So let me know if you want that. Okay, so we got the paycheck trap, leverage, and then building an asset. That's what you want to do, and why multiple streams of income matter. I can speak from personal experience on this one. Let's say you have one job. I'm just using this, a parable, as I would say. So let's say this dude Frank has one job. He has one job. Let's say his wife has a job. So there's two incomes coming in. Both, they're trading time for money. They have kids, maybe dogs. Maybe they like to travel. And it depends on where you live. Like I live in California. One income, even two incomes are not going to be enough, because you need to make enough money to live above survival. So the money you need to make, like in California, 10 grand a month is almost basic survival out here. So you need to double and triple that. How can you do it unless you have a really high-end job? But how can the average person do it? And that's through an online business. And in my case, the DAD growth system can help people achieve that, because it's a mix between affiliate marketing and network marketing. That way you get upfront pay in the beginning, and then you can build a online income through that. So I think I lost my notes here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Wait, let me see. Where is it at? Oh, trading time for money. I just wanted to make sure I'm on it. Trading time for money. So that's my spill there. If you want to learn how to do this, leveraging the internet where you don't trade your time for money, you're still putting your time in, but you're leveraging the internet. Something you can do from anywhere as long as you have a phone and a laptop and the internet. You can do that from anywhere, at least in the United States and Canada. Go ahead and say me in the comments. If you want to know, again, what the wealthy buy on payday, just say wealthy. I'll send you that link. If you want to know what I'm doing, how my dad growth system works, go ahead and say system. How about that? Say system in the comments, and I'll send you a quick 5-minute training and show you how it works. Other than that, I appreciate you guys. If you're watching, excuse me, it's hot as hell in here. If you're watching, and I will see you on the next live.